Welcome back, sports fans, to another edition of Beyond the Sidelines, where we bring the athlete right to you. With us today, we have athlete Von Derek Jones from Trinity, and he was on our BSN preseason All-American list. With us, as always, we have BSN correspondent Kerry Gibbs. Kerry here to assist with the interview. Kerry, what do you got for us today?
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We have a dandy of a defensive back with us today. Von Derek Jones, Jr., defensive back from Trinity. That's D3 Trinity out of the SCAC conference. And let me run through the stat line here. 41 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions. He broke up 5 passes, and he was part of a defense that gave up only 10.7 points per game. So that's pretty special right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's jump right into this. Von Derek, as I said, you were part of a great secondary that compiled 19 interceptions last season. Talk about being a part of that secondary and the intimidation factor you guys brought, each Saturday.
And the thing with that is, it's funny how you say that we intimidate people. I think more people came into games thinking that they're going to throw the ball on us because of our run defense. Even though they see those stats, we have a lot of interceptions and pass breakups and things like that. They also see our stats as our run defense as well.
Yeah. So it's kind of, pick your poison. You're going to put the ball on the ground and get stopped for negative -5 yards. You're going to throw the ball in the air and get an interception. So
exactly.
Well, it sounds like, as the season went on, people started learning, okay, we can't do anything against these guys. So, but, I'm sure the offense caught on after a while and started putting the ball on the ground. Is that frustrating to you as a defensive back? And, how would you find ways to make plays happen?
As a defensive back, like when I see teams that start to run the ball, it kind of makes me feel good about myself because it makes me see that, hey, like not only me personally, but as a secondary, like we're doing something right, that they're not willing to just throw the ball at will. And as far as making plays, like I like getting involved and getting in tackles. So it's I think it's real fun trying to get off the blocks. I think that's probably one of my funnest parts of the game, aside from trying to break passes up and get interceptions.
Yeah,
well, Derek, let me ask you this. Do you feel, being in the secondary, when the other team starts to run the ball, do you feel like you've got a little more time to react to the runner as opposed to having to chase down or cover a guy running right at you? Do you feel like you have a little more time to react and plan for that big hit on that running back that's trying to get by, the first and second parts of the defense?
Exactly. Like we, as a defensive back, personally as a corner, I had to make sure it's not a pass, before I try to react to the run anyway. So with me, having that patience, and at the same time, I can play with the receiver a little bit, trying to, set the running back up to where I want the hit to be.
Yeah, makes sense. Now, you guys rolled through the regular season last year. You went undefeated. How do you look to improve this year and go deeper into the playoffs?
Because it's like you said, we went 10-0, and then we went home first round in the playoffs, and so that was an accomplishment. That was pretty good for last year. But as far as next year, that's the norm. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be first round. We're supposed to get there. So as far as next season, like once we get to the first round, that's when our season begins. Because we have to capitalize. We have to excel. We need to advance. We don't want to just be known as the team that made it to the playoffs. We want to be the team known on a national level as Trinity, the national champions, not just playoff qualifying Trinity.
That's a great attitude to have. Now you talk about next season expectations. What do you have coming back next year? Like how much of this great defense is returning, and how much have you lost?
Oh, it's crazy. We're returning 8 of our 11 starters. Mm-hmm. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, our 2 middle linebackers are 2 solid backs, Tom Puskarich and Nick Darling. Both of those guys are coming back. My other opposite side corner, Chris Hobbs, he's coming back. And our entire D-line, we're getting all of them back. We lost one of them, but
wow.
We lost one guy on the D-line. But in the same sense, we roll about 8 to 10 D-linemen every game. So, and all of those guys make big plays. So we got a crazy team coming back.
Wow.
So you must have that whole hunger. Coming back as a unit like that. I was fortunate enough to do that in my career, come back with 23 seniors on both sides of the ball. And you guys must have that same mentality thinking, like you just explained, we don't want to just get to the playoffs. We want to win it. So there must be a heck of a camaraderie here.
Exactly. That's been our whole motivation throughout this entire offseason, throughout this entire summer. Like we don't want to just get there. We want to make our mark. We want to get farther than we went last year.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any kind of motto or anything that you guys are doing as a team? Do you have any, what's the right word? Any single thing that you guys do as seniors to prepare for every day, for every training session? Do you guys have this mantra about it that, you guys follow, or is it just get into the weight room, get to the training, and get it done?
Our whole motto is, leave no doubt. Do everything we can. You make sure you do everything you did, and leave no doubt about what you did. Make sure that you know that you did everything you could that day or in that weight room. Leave no doubt about it.
Kerry, I think we're gonna have a fun time following Trinity this year.
Yeah, I think
yes, sir. Definitely will.
Leave no doubt. That's what we do up here at West Virginia University. That's where that phrase originated. The late Bill Stewart. Leave no doubt. I like that a lot. Last year, am I correct in saying you lost to McMurray in that first round of the playoffs?
Yeah, exactly.
Now they went D2 this year, so you won't have to deal with them anymore. Now talk about some rivalries that you guys have within the state of Texas.
Since the fact that we don't really play many teams in Texas, so once we get the opportunity, it basically is a rivalry game because we want to be the best in Texas. So we can't be the best if we lose to another team in Texas.
Exactly.
So. So when we play any Texas team, it's going to be a big rivalry. But one of the big ones that we play every year is going to be Texas Lutheran. And no matter what the record for those guys, for the current year or the previous year, they're going to come out and play like it's a Super Bowl. Yeah. And they're going to give us like everything they got. And that's something that's a game that we love to play. We get so hype about playing that game.
Well, there you go, Jimmy. There's another game to watch for Justin to mark down on his calendar. We're going to keep running tab of these for all these.
Definitely game to watch. Trinity versus Mary Hardin Baylor this year.
There you go. Well, I'm going to circle on my iCalendar right now. So
exactly,
and
it's going to be a big game for us.
Now you've talked about your team coming back next year. What are you doing as an individual player to improve for next season?
As an individual, I'm just in the weight room trying to get bigger, trying to get stronger, trying to get faster, and also working on my footwork. I watch a few film, and I see myself one step away from an interception or one step away from a pass breakup. So I'm working on that footwork so I can be that one step faster and get that interception. Maybe try to double my interception, maybe triple my interceptions for next season. But just working on footwork things.
Well, I don't know if there's enough interceptions to go around for that entire secondary. You guys are all bound for that ball. I don't know if you can increase those numbers much, but I really think you can. You're going to be a game changer this year on defense. I really believe that. You and everyone else on that defense are game changers apparently.
Yeah.
Talk about your time at Trinity and what made you choose to attend that school.
With Trinity, it came last minute. I was still looking. It was about April of my senior year in high school. Mm-hmm. I got a call from Coach Moore. He got me out on a visit, and from that visit, with just hanging out with those guys, it seemed like a team. Like they wanted me there. Everyone felt like brothers. Everyone was so close, and from that day of that visit, I was like, I'm gonna go to Trinity. Even after I got a few calls from a few guys, I was like, nah, it's okay. I found my place. I know where I want to be.
Yeah, that's a great feeling too. I know. And last question from me. You were named BSN preseason All-American. What does that honor mean to you?
It means a lot. All the hard work I've been doing from high school all the way through, college, everything. It feels like I'm starting to get recognition. It feels like it's finally paying off.
Yeah, well,
and it also proves that gives me more motivation to try to work harder, and not only be a preseason All-American, but be an All-American at the end of the year as well.
Yeah. Well, I hope we give you enough motivation to storm through the playoffs and bring home that championship. Jimmy, I think Trinity is going to be a special team to watch this year.
Oh, absolutely. And Von Derek, what do the coaches do? What do the defensive coaches say to you? Is there anything that has stuck with you over the last couple of years that just gets you fired up or that keeps you in your frame of mind, for 4 quarters?
Coach Dawson, our head coach, our defensive coordinator, he keeps me going. He's he's a real wired up kind of guy, and so he always tells secondary every game like, hey, no home runs. He calls us the pitchers of our team, so he tells us no home runs. And I'm not really a baseball guy, but I'm pretty sure like as a pitcher, you don't go into the game just like, okay, I just don't want to give up a home run. That's my only motivation for the game. I'm trying to go a no hitter. So I'm trying to get no completions on my side. That's my motto. I'm trying to get every game, no home runs.
Well, we're gonna have to revisit. That's a great statement, and playing baseball years ago, I can relate to that. So that's a great way because you want to go in there with that no hitter. You want to come off that field knowing no one got by you, and obviously, less than 11 yards a game. I mean, if I'm an offensive coordinator, I got to be sitting there going, where the heck am I going to put the ball?
Yeah. Exactly, I like going into games, seeing pregame, seeing guys working out, just running their routes, and seeing them glance over, trying to see where we're lined up and like our different formations because it changes every week. Our coach Dawson, he's a mastermind with that defense. He has blitzes coming from every direction. Half the time we call our defense. He gives us the adjustments during the week, and he'll point to our linebackers, Tom. He'll say, you got it. And from there, we following Tom. Tom leads us to victory.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Well, sounds like they got a great pitching staff over there at Trinity, throwing their hairs every day. But,
we have to talk to the baseball coach.
Yeah. Yeah. But, Von Derek, it's been great having you as a guest. We're really excited for this season, and we really appreciate you coming on the show. We really cannot thank you enough for accepting this opportunity.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this.
Yep.
Well, Derek, thanks again, and we'll definitely be checking in with you as the season progresses. Best of luck to you this year.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.